Gonna go ahead and pick himself up the Sivir. So LGD, really strong team fighting, but it's all about the going forward. How can we find fights? How can we pressure onto the opponents? Well,
it's really going to come down to if they can get some decent poke in. But unless Milky Way hits level 6 off of a stolen crab or a stolen grub, I don't think this fight is really playable for the side of RNG, but they're going to look for it. Tong Yuen is just going to get pushed in and doesn't get a chance to snap back on the Soul Unbound. You just really got to question the boldness from RNG. The X-Flash over the wall since they have the ward in the Tri-Bush, and as soon as Niket sees the Alistar walk up, realizes that's no longer an angle to play for.
As soon as Milky Way even ulted there, that's just the dragon gone. XQW does have ultimate, should be able to flash out.
Oh, what a clean sidestep by Milky Way. Able to evade the Emperor's Divide, and despite the flash XQW, they're starting it up. I mean, they're on vision too.
I like this though, like the bottom lane wave is even. They've brought over already Sasa on the top side. They're trying to cheat for this now. Okay.
Nice use of the spell shield by Xiaoye. It just absorbs the Cyan ultimate, but YCX punted into the wall. Still tanky. Meanwhile, a flash from Milky Way, two-man lilting lullaby, but at what cost? He's going to take a dirt nap himself. Tong Yuen now trying to aid into the fight. Still super healthy, but has the snap back on the Soul Unbound. Flash from Jauchi and Niket forced out of them because the pressure from LGD is just too damn high.
I love
gold injection for yourself, and LGD willing to take that gambit and say, we're still ahead in objectives. We're going to put ourselves further and further closer to that win condition. Oh, really nice public execution. The follow-up from YCX and Xiaoye is just easy as pie, knowing that Jauchi had no summoner spells from the prior fight, and it's just an easy pick.
They even get his barrier here, so tough looks there. I'm pretty sure he didn't think that Mbessa ult was landing, so they'll trade the first turret.
Vision control, see where the rest of LGD members are at.
I think this is really fake here from LGD. I wish that instead they had decided to swap XQW. I think they're trying to make sure that he gets gold, so they're going to try and get him this bottom lane tier 1. But when you have a Herald, you have 5 grubs, and Niket's caught.
Wow, and like that, once again, pulverized flash from YCX, able to bypass the steadfast presence, and it sets up LGD for another injection of gold. Are they going to continue the chase here? Tong Yuen, fate sealed after the Q3. Milky Way is there for the lilting lullaby if he wants to cast it. They finally take a nap. Milky Way and Tong Yuen able to burn down Nayo, and a teleport from Xiaoshu at least allows him to join the fray and prevent any LGD members from looking for more here. But Sasa, he arrives to the party. He definitely wants to. Meanwhile, Sasa, at least it's just going to put pressure onto the bot lane. Xiaoshu was roaming back towards the top side of the map so that he can make this fight happen. They know that Sasa cannot join this fight. They're trying to force a 5v4. Tong Yuen's still trying to join from the top side of the map, not going to make it in time.
Niket's dead.
Niket is just getting chunked out. Thanks to XQW, had a really great position. Now he might be put to sleep. Lilting Lullaby lands on a 2. YCX could be the next target here. Xiaoshu smashes him with the axe, but here comes Tong Yuen trying to change the odds here and turn the tides of the fight. Xiaoshu still facing the pain from Nayao getting chased down because everyone else from RNG had to flee, and LGD are going to take the fight away from RNG.
And they get to catch the mid wave incredibly high. Before this play, they were pushing in mid. They do this again here where they're able to clear. Sasa ended up getting another.
They're overgrouping. They're trying to play too much into the ends of LGD when they are down in gold because they are so afraid of just losing much more. Third dragon easily goes over to the hands of Nayo. And now the rest of LGD, all they got to do is just walk this fight out. Lay for a better repositioning. Public execution right into the backline. RNG trying to stall this one out, but Tong Yuen forced to flash away. And if he's the biggest carry made in a minute, Xiaoshu on the backline, being able to find a huge flank. Xiaoye can clean up this fight though, and Jauchi's Ezreal is just not enough, even powered with that awesome flank from Xiaoshu. LGD just way too far ahead. Doesn't matter, they lose out on XQW's Azir, they still ace them.
Well, it's their pick of the litter. Do they?
This Otacon going down super rapidly, no chance for RNG to contest. And I think after this objective being secured for LGD, there's maybe one more fight that RNG could look at that could swing them back into the game. But at this point, it is looking dire here, Alk.
Man, they even get to hit this top lane tier 1, so more of that gold going over to XQW, who's the only player with a gold deficit.
Yeah, it almost seems like RNG forgot what kind of AD carry they were playing against in this game. Sivir just benefiting when everyone is grouped up in the same area. Those ricochet blades, yeah, the Sivir isn't on, 3 items or 6 items like we, both of these items at this stage in the game, well ahead of the item curve. Xiaoya's pumping on the Sivir.
Xiaoya's also just gotten a lot of free gold because, again, Sivir pushes waves, then she moves. And that's something we couldn't say for Jauchi. Now, Niket looking. That's Nio out.
Keeper's verdict punts out the jungler here. YCX doing everything he can to protect the rest of his backline. A shift in from XQW sends them all back with the Emperor's Divide as Nio now rejoins the fight. And Marks Tong Yuen, he can't even get into the fight. The one person that seemed like he had a fighting chance against LGD, but he's just completely soloed by the jungler of LGD. And I think this is game over. The team has definitely done the work to set up this Sivir for success. Xiaoya has delivered when he needed to. The Baron secure for the side of LGD, and we're 30 seconds away from Soul Point spawning as YCX trying to lurch forward, looking for, just fishing for any cooldowns that he could burn off of a panic button.
RNG, they need to stay up here, honestly. Like, Milky Way, after that red buff, brother, you're walking on forward. You're walking into the river right now because we need to contest for this soul. And even if they have this soul, I just don't think it matters, right? Like, LGD, they still have the Baron for the next 2 minutes. It's very easy for them to push this wave. That's going to be another wave missing here for RNG, so they're going to start up this dragon. They need to be able to grab this, and then they need to win the fight afterwards if they want any chance here.
Nio's got to be careful on this left flank. He's brought in Tong Yuen, but he is forced out of the fight below 300 HP at the moment, or 30%. But the rest of the fight from LGD is going just fine. They find Niket. YCX sends it for an engage on Jauchi. He's keeping his position, but a public execution from Sasa finds Jauchi in the backline. The shift away, the flash over the wall. He's running. He's just trying to survive against this Abessa, but the Sasa just does not give a damn. He's going to take out the Ezreal in one swell bloop, and Xiaoya able to deal with any threats that RNG sends his way. The Mountain Soul was secured. Another ace picked up for LGD, and that's game 1 in the bag.
And that is it. That is going to be the teleports coming in. And Mark, it's been, all things considered, a one-sided game here for LGD. They got themselves the soul. They got 5 grubs without very much contest coming in from Royal Never Give Up. And it's going to be the final push as they look to move up 1-0 in this series.
Something about Xiaoya Sivir is just putting a big smile on my face after witnessing it that game, Alk. RNG, one last stand, but I don't think it's going to be like IG versus JDG. LGD surely have this one locked up and wrapped. Game 1 goes to LGD. Damn. Milky Way catching a stray like that already. That's foul. But you know what? I think this is our first Annie of the split, if not the season. Oh, I'm gonna have no camps from the blue side have been taken by Milky Way. Meanwhile, flash from Niket right onto Xiaoya. The ignite popping. Jauchi flashing forward. And that's first blood for RNG.
Full context. And as you can see, they were there first to the top side. Niket is here, but there's a flank from Milky Way.
Oh, no. The Sonic Wave lands super easily onto YCX since the prior...
You have to be worried about how fast they're able to get this done. There's no flash here from XQW. Oh,
okay, good size up by XQW, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Niket at least is able to tank up the turret shots for Milky Way to land the rest of his damage. Nio wants to see if he can at least get some punish back. There's no Tibbers, there's no flash from Milky Way. Goes for the first easy target, and Niket gets the reset off the Hound's pursuit. Won't necessarily go for...
He's going to be coming from his E. That Tempest plus Cripple is going to add so much value versus a Renata. Expand of Nio. And maybe they try to find this pick onto Renata. The wireframe shows her she just gets caught out. YCX is dead.
Yeah, even if she tried to flash away, there's no escaping the mobility that Milky...
even more. And that'll be focused really onto Tong Yuen and Milky Way.
Oh, they all in right on top of XQW, but the hostile takeover is here to turn the tides of the fight. Milky Way dropping
no
super
way.
low. Nio gets the first reset on the Hound's pursuit and is ready to bow down on Tong Yuen's face. Next up could be Niket, looking for the Darkened Dagger, finds the second cast. It's a triple for Nayo. This jungler has come in and not missed one beat in revitalizing the LGD roster. Chachi tries to save the day. The bullet time will scatter most and finds two back, but still a massive win for LGD.
They lose a lot of their summoner spells, but at the very least, Chachi was able to grab 2 kills in the end.
Get the picture-in-picture, at least for RNG's sake.
So important for both of these teams in this series, just being able to get vision down and, you know, really supplant yourself in an area and kind of defend your territory.
Meanwhile, XQW getting run down says he doesn't have flash. Yeah. Wow, that was just a straight-up solo queue. Xiaoshu just knew that without flash, there's no chance for this Rise to escape.
And he has demolished. That was a question that we had for earlier. So 6 grubs, demolished. That turret's going to go down. Maybe even gets more, but he doesn't have teleport. Yeah, so he should just be looking for this whole thing.
A really good dredge line there. Gets away from the handshake. Tong Yuen now joins the fight. Throws down the tippers, but still gets dogged down by Nayo. Good bullet time from Chachi. Splits up the members of LGD in that choke point. Nayo now
2.5 minutes. It's probably be the turret here as Chachi gets collapsed upon.
He has cleanse, but can he get away? Does he have the protection necessary from the rest of the team? LGD all in and didn't take into account where the rest of the RNG squad members were.
Minutes ahead of this Rod of Ages. Tong Yuen's going to be able to finish his second item in time, probably around the 21-minute mark, and then pick of the litter when it comes to objectives and fights across the map here.
LGD trying to bully the rest of RNG out of their own jungle and secure these.
Hostile takeover. Otherwise, I think LGD have over-prioritized this bottom lane wave. They might lose 2 turrets for this between mid and top lane.
Yeah, Xiaoshu is just steamrolling through the minion wave on the top.
Xiaoshu does have teleport. You can see the pings. They want to see if he can push his wave a little bit further. Milky Way should just give this up. This is fake. Yeah. I think we're just giving this up. They're just trying to buy time here for York.
Engage there. Realm Warp. Maybe for Sasa to look for a flank angle, finds his way right on top of Milky Way's head. It's the kick that sends him out. Flash hostile takeover will only snag Tong Yuan, but that could be the target. That's all that's needed. But they have to make a decision quick, because look in the top lane. Xiaoshu is working on the second tier turret and could easily make his way to the inhibitor towers next. And the fact that RNG are able to trade out 1 is still working in their favor.
Can he steal it, though?
Getting burned out, but Xiaoshu is actually teleporting to the fight. Nayo secures the Otacon, but the rest of LGD, they got revives. They can take this fight. They can trade kills. But Nayo is still forced to run. YCX now could be the next target. Milky Way is going to find his way into the back line. And the fight being victorious for them. Meanwhile, Nayo looking for the first target onto Niket. The Hound's Pursuit already casted, but needs to get another target before he can cast it once again. They turn on to Xiaoshu, coming in from the left flank.
Tong Yuen
making his way to the right side. He's immediately threatening Xiaoya to force the flash away, but XQW's in the middle of all of them. Is he tanky enough on the rise? Nayo finds the first reset on the Chachi, and he can cast it again. Realm Warp is going to bring them even closer under the tier 1 turret, but Milky Way tries to keep his distance, forces them to back off, looks for the Sonic Strike, not gonna land. Sonic Wave is gonna go to the wayside. Milky Way at least stays alive. A Baron buff is available for the taking, and as long as RNG can look for a steal, it can still be playable.
This is super close. They're gonna turn right onto Milky Way. Say goodbye.
They had vision, and they knew that Milky Way was gonna fish for the steal, and RNG all walk in 1 by 1. Thankfully for them, they trade Xiaoya, but I think LGD will still have enough damage to burn this one down.
Sasa even still has the Otacon revive, so he'll take part in that, and LGD get creative with their finds. They get a good pick away from him, and I loved how they turned immediately. They had to explain Xiaoya's flash, but it'll grab themselves the Baron, and now
to come back in. Oh, they spotted him on the control ward that was walking on over. Milky Way had just... He was more concerned about trying to fish for a steal than the potential for LGD to jump back over the wall. Now we're back to live. Third dragon was sniped away by LGD. They have 3 dragons to the name right now. RNG were trying to fish to see if there is a fight that they could take in the aftermath of the objective. The gold lead has evened up here. We up in the CC train, and he's able to escort the rest of his team out alive.
Such a creative play. The Realm Warp finally being used to get members out of dodge. We haven't talked about it much, but Nio being 10-1 on this Nefiri. YCX, that was
Milky Way is completely isolated, but a quick snag right on top of Xiaoya. Really great coordination from RNG to find the AD carry of LGD completely alone. And now LGD are left. Awards from LGD. We'll get a chance to see everything now with the Blue Scryers. The Dragon has been started up here. The rest of RNG all circled up on this banana brush, waiting for someone from LGD to step up. Flash available from Tong Yuan for a stun setup here. Jachi, bullet time coming up. The Realm Warp from...
No one's there.
It's a bait.
Can they finish the Dragon, though?
Dredge line goes wide, 4,000 HP. Milky Way goes in, but gets caught up by the hostile takeover. The Ocean Soul is secured by Nio, and now he finds the first reset on the Milky Way. Looking for Jachi next. The flash forward into the Hound's pursuit. Good night, Jachi! Oh, goes the dogs, and Nio is going to sink their fangs into the rest of RNG's back. The rest of LGD can do away with the remaining stragglers of RNG, and this looks like it's a series swept.
Wow, I mean, we talked about what Nio has been able to do for this team coming in. When they had Climber, unfortunately, LGD were 5-13 in game store. With Nio, after taking this win up against RNG, is now going to move up to 6-1 after his performance. And now with an Ocean Drake, the LGD are going to end 3-0 here.
Cementing their place at the top of the standings in Group Nirvana, one step closer to guaranteeing a continuation of their season into Split 3. LGD swept the series.